Years ago, I was working for a company called Radio Shack. I think you probably have to be at least 40 to remember what a Radio Shack is. But I was working for this company called Radio Shack. And it turned out that over time, there were things that just came up missing. A part here, batteries there, $20 out of the till here, keyboard there. And I remember one of my coworkers was a very devout man of God, and some of the people from loss prevention came in and they were interviewing everyone, and they got to this individual and they were questioning him, and he answered the questions, and they asked him the question that they asked all of us: have you ever stolen anything? Have you ever taken anything that you shouldn't have? And he said to them, I swear to you that I have never even taken a pencil from this place. And I can remember my manager looking at him and looking at loss prevention and saying to him, you know what, you don't have to swear anything. If there's anybody in this store that I trust, it's you, because I know you're a man of your word. Your yes is your yes. Your no is your no. And if you tell me you didn't do it, I know that to be true. And it did turn out that it was not him that was stealing, but that is supposed to be the attitude that people have towards us as Christians in general. We're going to talk today about letting our yes be our yes and letting our no be our no, and how that should be the perception of Christians in the world. We are continuing in our study of the Sermon on the Mount. We have so far looked at the majority of chapter 5. We started out with the Beatitudes and how God expects us to be salt and light. We moved on to Jesus talking about how he had come not to abolish the law, but that the law would be fulfilled in him. We moved on and we talked about what God's intent is, and how we don't necessarily live that intent. Well, of course, we don't live it at all. We strive to, but we fall short. We talked about how sometimes when we win, we lose if we aren't working towards reconciliation. And so today we're going to talk about how our yes needs to be our yes and our no needs to be our no. Verses 33 through 37 of chapter 5 of the book of Matthew, New International Version. Again, you have heard it said that it was said to the people of long ago, do not break your oath, but fulfill to the Lord the vows you have made. But I tell you, do not swear an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is God's throne, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black. All you need to say is simply yes or no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. All you need to say is yes or no. There is a very beloved individual at our church who has since passed on. And I have heard so many stories about this man. And one of the biggest stories that I've heard about him is how when he would do deals or contracts with people, it was a handshake. That was the way the deal worked. This is what I'm promising you. This is what I'm going to do for you. We shake on it and it's done. Not a whole lot of paperwork, not a whole lot of contracts, just a handshake. Now, of course, in the world that we live in today, that can't be. But as Christians, we should strive for that. We should strive for being a people that can be looked at just like my coworker was looked at by my manager, and people say, if he said it, then that it's so. If she said it, that's the way it is, because I trust them. Their yes is yes. Their no is no. No, we don't have to swear with our hands on a Bible. We don't have to swear by our parents. We don't have to swear by anything, because we have the reputation of being a people of our word. Now, again, that's not the world that we live in, but it is a world that we can strive for, in at least in terms of perception. How different, ask yourself this, how different would the world be if the perception of Christians was, we can trust them based on what they say? How different would the world be if your boss or your friends or anyone would say, hey, you know what? Did they say they would get it done? Yes, then they'll get it done. Did they say they can't do it? Yes, then that means they can't do it. Don't swear by anything is what Jesus says here. He says, simple. It's simple. Let what you say be what it is. Let people be able to stand on what you say. Now, I am under no illusions. I know the world we live in. I know also that it is a fallen world. I also know that there was a time when, for many people, handshakes were good enough. So my encouragement is to just in your life and in the lives of the people around you, let us seek to be a people of integrity. That's all that we can really do. So let's do that. Let's seek to be as people of integrity, so that at least in our circles, for those who know us, they know that our yes is our yes and our no is our no. God bless you, my friends.